how do I do that? Well, the date command, the date command prints out the date. Date command also can take arguments. You can usually put these in single quotes, but you don't have to. Anyways, so I'm going to use it without the quotes just to keep things simple. So to use the date command's formatting argument, you put a plus sign in front. I hope I'm right about this. A plus sign in front, and then a percent sign, and usually a single letter to indicate what you want. Like, I think %M is the month. Minutes? Oh, it's the minutes. Oh, okay, so if you put date and then a space and then a plus sign, and the next thing, like I said, that follows is what we call their format string, and it could be %M, like %D, maybe a small %D. The D is the day, right? And maybe you want like a hyphen between them, so you can put %M, big M as in Mary, and then a hyphen, and then %D as in dog, a little d, and you get 17-29, 17 being the minutes and 29 being the day. I don't know why you would ever want it like that. But, so anyways, so there's a bunch of these format options. You'll find them in the man page for the date command, which you can access, of course, by doing man date. That's pretty funny. I got a man date. All right, anyways. So, what we want is the hour, which I think is %H. Oh, no, %H is the month for some reason. Big H is the hour, right? Okay. %big H is the hour. But I want, like, it says 03. I don't want a 0. Anyways, we can look at that later. And a %M, and you just tag them right into each other, or you can put something in between if you want. And a %M is the month. %big M is the minutes. I don't bother memorizing these. You just mess around with them when you need them or look in the man page. This isn't worth memorizing. What you should memorize is like the format of the TCP header and the IP header and the, core stuff, binary arithmetic, hexadecimal conversion. These things you should be able to pop off your head, I think. Alright, so anyways, there's the time. 18, and I don't have, what's the, we are going to dig into the man page for date. I'm looking for the, okay, so down here, about halfway down the page, man page, there's a whole list of them. You can get like the century, what is the century, why you would, you might need that, for some math actually. Minute, a new line, if you need one, that's kind of cool. Nanoseconds, hey, that could be handy. Unix time since 1970, January 1st. I'm looking for the, oh, hey, check this out, %U. I'm going to go add that right now. %U is the day of the week. Oh, okay, now that I've put a space in there, I need to put quotes. Oh, but it's the day of the week as a number. Alright, so, man, I got all distracted by the date command. Hold on, I want to eat a cookie. It's %big A if you want like a full Sunday instead of just sun. %big A. Alright, Thursday, 3:20. See, I want the AM PM thing, even though it's kind of silly. I was using 24-hour time, which is time I use everywhere, of course, because this is computer time. But regular people don't seem to know that one. Oh, also this would be really handy for the replays, because the replays, they all have the same title. And so from now on, henceforth, Drone Sound replays, Drone Sound TV replays will have the date on them automatically. Hey, how cool is that, right? See? Yet more unique, one-of-a-kind features. Hey, it didn't clear the note. It clears it automatically in like 11 minutes or something like that, but it still says BRB, but I'm actually here. So every user can have one note. That's how I keep it straight. So if they make a new note, it overwrites their old note. And every note file that is 11 minutes old or less, or whatever is the configured setting in the configuration directory, every note file that is that fresh or fresher gets displayed on the screen. It's really that simple. See, I flattened it so that it's easy to address it. Each user has one note. If their note is their user ID .note, I don't even know what their name is actually. It's their user key. It's a long key, and .note contains their contents. I don't bother erasing them. I only ignore them if they get over a certain age, and I don't worry about them piling up because each user can only have one. And I don't worry about them clobbering each other because each user has just one. The system itself has one. It's called system, and that's how I can add stuff from the back end. How come every time I use some sort of music that I'm just like humming or something, it's always tequila? I don't even like tequila. No offense, tequila people. Y'all call with me. Alright, what the hell are we doing? Oh, right, the man page for date. Alright. For some reason, I was deciding how I wanted to make the date look on the title. Alright, okay, I remember. I want AM or PM. When you hear that tape sound, it means a song is about to be played. In this case, it's Mike Lakehorn's Arturia microboot rendering of, what is this, Chromatic Fantasy? It's really great stuff. Where's AM and PM? They have a longer string that has all of it, but I don't really want that. Oh, here it is. %P, lowercase p. It says locale's equivalent of either AM or PM blank if not known. I thought that might be the problem. I was like, maybe it doesn't provide it because it doesn't know. Because there are conditions under which it might not know, right? Okay, there it goes. Thursday, 3:24 AM. That's kind of cool. All right. So here's the command that I'm now using to get the date. Date, space, and I'm using single quotes. At some point I pointed out I did add single quotes around it, and this will help to keep the shell from interpolating any of the fields. All you need to know is put single quotes around it. Alright, around the format string, and the format string I'm using is plus. You have to put a plus so that it knows it's a format string, and the rest is your string. And I'm using plus %big A, which is the full name of the day of the week, and a space, and a %big H, which is the 2-digit hour, and a colon, and a percent, and a big M, which is the 2-digit minutes, and a space, and a %p, which is AM PM if it knows, according to the docs. Okay, so all of that was to figure out the right date format that I wanted to use. Now that I have that, actually, I'm going to set a variable. I'm going to call it TS timestamp, right? And I'm going to put it inside of the backticks, which says to execute it, and put the result inside this variable called timestamp. Now, when I do echo TS with a $sign in front, because now that it's a variable, and that's what it'll give me, right? It'll give me that. Now, obviously, this is not what I'm going to do. I'm just testing this syntax now that I've copied this. I will use TS as part of my forever loop. Here's how that's going to work. The forever loops that we were already talking about. Okay, so setting up another forever loop, right? While space true, in parentheses, semicolon, do. And then, see, that's how you set it up. Your hands will just get used to this. If you do this enough, you'll just get used to it. And then you'll go, oh, I need a forever loop. You'll type Walter semicolon do, and then you'll be like, okay, ready to go. What do I want it to do forever? Until I hit Control C. Okay, so what do I want it to do forever? Well, I want it to set TZ or TS to that big date thing that I just said, right? So the first thing is update the TS variable to the date. And then I want you to run YT modify broadcast, which I've already been talking about for like an hour. And as you know, YT modify broadcast currently takes only a single argument that is to be the new title. And you can put it in quotes, in double quotes that way. You can put spaces and stuff in the title. You must, obviously. And guess how it's going to start? It's going to start with the $TS that we made, right? TS is the variable that contains the contents of that date command, right? With all the format string and all that crap. So now it'll set it to that. And in fact, I'm going to put some other stuff in front. I'm going to say it is, and I'm going to say time on Drone Sound TV. Do you know where your Raspberry Pi is? That's good, right? With a question mark. I'm not sure if question marks are okay. Probably be okay. Alright. And then it's going to sleep for 60 seconds. And actually, I should have it sleep for 55 seconds. And it doesn't really matter. That won't ensure that it won't. I'll have it sleep for 50 seconds, and then I do done. And remember semicolons at the end of all your commands. Okay. And importantly, importantly, the argument to YT modify broadcast or whatever program you're putting in here, since it's like multiple words, as I said, it's enclosed in quotes. That is important. Make sure you close your quotes, and make sure that that is followed by a semicolon. And then I have a sleep, and very often this is like the same model you'll do. You do like while true, do some crap, and then your last two things that you type are sleep some amount of time, and then done, right? So it'd be like sleep 5 seconds, and then done, which means repeat the grep or whatever crap you were doing. In this case, I'm having it sleep for 50 seconds, and then done, which just means it'll do it again. So it just does it over and over again. So now, when I hit refresh, we should see, there we go. Now the title is, it is Thursday, 3:28 a.m. on Drone Sound TV. Do you know where your Raspberry Pi is? And it's going to update every 50 seconds. How cool is that? That's cool, right? That's cool, right? I know, that's cool. No one else has this, by the way. No one. No one. Yes, there is one other bot that has it where you can change the title. Actually, I don't think you can change the title in YouTube. You can change the title in Twitch. I don't think of their YouTube bot yet. But even when they have that, they will not have exposed that to your own programs that you can write yourself on board. And they won't have exposed it to the chat in a manner that allows, you to take advantage of it, or users to take advantage of it in this way. See, in order to write a program to update the title, instead of you just manually deciding to update it. This is really weird. That's not me eating a cookie. I'm serious. I know you think that's the sound of me eating a cookie. No, it's not. It's totally coincidental. There just happens to be a sound of someone eating a cookie playing on Drone Sound TV. I don't know where it came from, but I'm going to kill it right now. If you've watched this show a bunch, you've already seen this happen before. Sometimes crappy sounds come up on Drone Sound TV. It picks the sounds itself from free sound, and look, it's a sound of someone preparing peppers. I mean, that might be handy someday, but I don't really need it around here, so I'm going to ban it completely. You've seen this happen. So, yeah, I mean, the Drone Sound TV bot, it picks the sounds on free sound using its own convoluted algorithms. It goes in and figures out things that match the keywords that are listed in the keywords collection for the mood, and it figures out what to download based on the popularity and recent traffic and new uploads and stuff like that. So I never really know what it's going to play exactly. I mean, there's a list that says like submarine ping and whale song and campfire, but they're all like abstract, you know. In some cases I do pick out specific sounds, and I'll say, like, you know, I like this sound, but it'll play that sound, but it'll also play sounds that sound like that sound, so I still don't know exactly. I want it this way. I want it to explore, you know, like in sound. It's continually exploring the content on free sound. Anyways, that's all cool and everything from an art perspective. From a practical perspective, it means that sometimes somebody is like eating a cookie or something. There was this sample that was playing a bunch of times last week because it was new and popular. Somebody laughing, and it was really annoying. It took me a while to track it down. But when I do, I use this internal ban command to make sure that it never plays again. So we'll never hear that cookie crunching, at least, again. So now I got a while loop updating the title thing. That's just for fun. As I mentioned, this is not the intended application of this. The intended application is for both the internal processes and for users in chat and you know, third-party user added scripts and programs, commands that you add yourself to the commands directory to be able to modify the title. And I guess the description too. So what I need to do is get YT get stream IDs. I need to get it to get the description. It already does that part. But since I already got it in memory, I'm just going to also have it properly escape it, so that YT modify broadcast, when I tell it to update the title, it can go, oh cool, here, let me just go fetch the latest description to make sure I have it ready, and then it can have it already escaped. And necessarily, there are like a few little tricks. Like I said, there's some gotchas. So it'll be a bunch of manual rules, you know, watch out for this character, watch out for that character, escape this character. So that when YT modify broadcast includes it in the JSON put, was it a put? Yeah, it's a put. In the JSON put, that it'll come out correct. The end result will be that when you run YT modify broadcast to update the title, or inevitably the title command from chat to modify the title, it will only modify the title, and the description will appear to be unchanged. Actually, the description will have been downloaded, escaped, and then re-uploaded in the process, because there's no way to change the title without changing the description. You have to submit both at the same time. Okay, so now I'm going to go off mic for a little while, and you're going to watch. You're going to see me actually change the highlight video. Otherwise, I'll forget, and this will be lost to time or something. So, and I'm going to go off mic and eat a cookie and finish my coffee. So, thanks for tuning in. And then we're going to dig into YT get stream IDs. Okay, and I'm back. Let's see here. Alright, so what you see me messing with here, let me open up a bash shell. It's trying to set up the symbols and escaping and crap like that as necessary to get the JSON put of the description field proper for the live broadcast modify method call. That was a mouthful. Now, I already spent some time exploring what the glitches and stuff were, the gotchas with this, and found most of the things that you have to deal with. For one, the end of the lines have to end with this character return new line symbols. So whether they end with actual new lines is not important, but they have to have /r/n in them. Hold on a second. What did I just? Yeah. So for instance, I have this test version here. If we copy that over to the real config that YT modify broadcast is going to use, and then I just let the while loop that is still running up here in another window, another terminal. It's still running up there, the while loop, and we'll just let that pick it up, and it will upload it. The while loop, or rather YT modify broadcast, does not yet call YT get stream IDs explicitly on its own, so it won't update that description file unless I update it. Okay, so here you go. So if you send your JSON with new lines and character return symbols, that is to say \r/n in your data where you want new lines, then your description will have new lines at those positions. If you want actual /r's and /n's in your descriptions, you'll have to escape the slashes, obviously, and I tested that too. Quotes need to be escaped. Ellipses do not need to be escaped, which freaks me out a little bit. Asterisks are cool. Symbols are cool. No problem there. Okay, so so what we're doing now is trying to make sure what the hell am I working on? YT get stream IDs actually adds these carriage return new lines that have to be added. And why isn't this doing that? This doesn't make any sense. I'm joking. I'm doing it anyways. So this regular expression here says, replace the end of the line with a carriage return new line symbols. In other words, //r//n. Wow, this is going to be picked up. And then YT modify broadcast reads it. It's not going to interpolate it. Is it? If it is, I need 4 slashes. That would be insane. If you need 4 slashes, you're doing something wrong. Probably should not get to that point. Alright, so I just changed that for, what was it? YT get stream IDs. Alright. Am I shelled out? Sometimes I have to actually check and see if I'm running out of a... Alright, I'm not. Alright, so now if I run YT get stream IDs, I might have to reinstate the test JSON for this. Now if I run YT get stream IDs, it'll get the new description, the latest description, which does have new lines in it. It will replace the new lines with, it should theoretically replace them with this, and then it will be safe for YT modify broadcast to update the title while leaning on the preserved description file. So let's see how that came out. DroneTV.description. Does it have? It does not. It doesn't have the slashes. Why does it not? Hey, there's a clue. Here's a really good clue. It has them on the very last line in the thing. You know what? I should have used a multi-line match on that. Alright. At the end of your regular expression, you have so many options, too many maybe, about how to treat the string upon which you are operating. GMO says greedy, replace as many times as you can, and multi-line, which means you should treat this as a match which should be performed on each line of the data. And then overwrite, which means, what the frick does that mean? I've been using it so long. Replace the position of the thing. What the fuck does that mean? Where's Cowboy Mike? Sorry, it's Cowboy Mike's a mnemonic that keeps me from cussing on the air, but it doesn't do a very good job. Why is it losing the new line somehow? It is just plain losing it. Also, I haven't slept for like maybe more than a day. If you've been watching the stream, you've actually seen a lot of this code taking shape. Probably being like, man, when the hell does this guy sleep? Imagine you like had the engine out of your car and you had like all the parts hanging out and the hoses were hanging out and you had like the carburetor in one hand and a regulator. I don't know car parts. And a regulator of some sort. I'm sure there's got to be some sort of regulators in there. A carburetor is a regulator actually. In your other hand. And you're like, I can't go to bed because then I'll forget where this crap goes. That's what happens. That's what when you're... One day I'm going to find out what that sound is and I'm going to kill it. It must be mislabeled because I've never found it. That's what I think leads to this this geek code tendency of doing this. Why is it not adding this? I said // so it should be adding a slash. I said // so it should be adding a slash. // means slash. Anyways, if I go to sleep now, I won't remember like which the carburetor's in my right hand and the regulator's in my left hand. And they're both, in a sense, regulators. I guess. You know what? I was cheating on this anyways. I was doing this the stupid way. Whenever I cheat and I try to, like, say, take some sort of shortcut, I always regret it. It's just a question of how long before you regret it, right? I really want another cookie, but I don't want to go offline. I'm going to eat another cookie. Oh, because you can listen to this new track that I've added, because it's freaking hilarious, I think so. I have a way on the back end to request specific tracks. You don't. Too bad. Yeah, that way I can eat my cookie. Hold on.
The mic like the not tight, but the thighs up a banzai. Kick it like Muay Thai, flow like sci-fi. In high def, I'm righteous and still busting out up on that bitch chest. The verbal folklore been explored and employed by none other than a with the gold. And them bankrolls exploding, your bitch and my target when I shoot my loud. Bullseye, right eye, tight eye, right off the same shit that rockstar died. From smoke cutting with the man, bitch. Life, club. My cannabis, manuscript, big shit, prescription addiction. Slipping out of all off the counter in my kitchen. Stripping off the shit to have Brian Wilson flipping. Experiment so much, it's a miracle I'm living. And I'm a dime like a rock star. Dime like a rock star. I'm a dime like a rock star. Dime like a rock star. I'm a dime like a rock star. Dime like a rock star. I'm a dime like a rock star. So on a party like Prince falling. Shot a Hennessy, like the Somali. Tell mommy I'm sorry, God bless my soul. I like the soul of
Oh crap, I figured it out. Or, well, figured something out. This isn't good because it's currently copying down a description that's only one line. It's like, how the hell do I know? I'm expecting it to have multiple new lines in it, but the description doesn't have multiple new lines. It says one new line. Because it broke it, remember, from the previous run. Okay, so I gotta do here is, I'm just gonna like tweak it here. As I was saying, I really foresee no need to change the description field from the you know, back end or the front end. It's just really not. I mean, it'll be a cool thing and I'll add it, but there's really no pressing need. It's not the kind of thing you change very often. Titles, yes, change all the time because you're doing a different show or something like that. Or for attention. I mean, you gotta actually to stay fresh, you know. Okay, I just added some new lines in here or anything. Actually, it might not like this. Oh, it doesn't mind. That's weird. Its version of the title and description were all out of sync, but it didn't care. YouTube, I mean. YouTube just let me update it anyways. Oh, okay, boss. I'll just clobber on all the other changes. Alright. So now the description has new lines in it, which will be a proper test for YT get stream IDs. Somewhere in that, oh, there we go. I was going to say somewhere in that process, I think I might have done something stupid and desperate. So it might be borked up already. Alright, let's take a look at it. Alright, there it is. So there's the, what shall I call this? Preserved description. The backed up description, the description backup of, that's prepared by YT get stream IDs. I know you're like, who the hell would want to see this? Well, later when StageGhost is a big old thing, this will be great for like people who really want to know the insides of it and be like, man, how can I get it to do, you know, this crazy thing? And so it's for that, for posterity. Here's to posterity. I'm raising my cookie. You know what? This looks pretty promising. So the new lines all have simulated carriage return new lines in them, like they're supposed to. And if they get sent and the quote symbols are escaped with a single escape as they should be. Alright, this looks good actually. So if this is sent in a JSON put to YouTube's live broadcast update method call, this should be accepted. Okay, but oh crap, while I've been talking, that while loop would have already sent it, right? So I guess we'll have our answer. It's already in there. Well, no, it's not right. Look, instead it's a single line with no line breaks, and instead it has the new line carriage return, you know, like /r/n in there. How many did I put in YT get stream IDs? I think I like double escape. Remember I was saying I thought I'd do something stupid and desperate. I did. Okay, so that's the lesson. If I ever suspect I did something stupid and desperate, I probably did. Okay, now we don't run YT and get... But we can't. Because YT, see, this is what's happening. When I'm testing it, I'm breaking it, right? So now this new description has no new lines in it. So if I run the test, I'll be all, oh, it's broken. But the test wouldn't even know if it was broken because there's no new lines in the content. So I switch over here to this other window, and YouTube's little timer thing automatically will update the title, right? That's what I'm saying. It's a little bit weird that it's doing that, since some other process has just modified the title, but it's like, oh, I'm cool with it. Usually, if you're going to modify something, you go to check to make sure you have the latest copy, because if you don't, like, all hell could break loose. Like, what if you were an ATM in Los Angeles, and before, you know, an ATM in San Francisco, you logged, you know, before an ATM in San Francisco had a chance to check, to update, you got your friend to remove money from your account in Los Angeles, and then up in San Francisco it was all like, oh, I assumed he had the same amount of money he had 2 seconds ago, but he didn't, because money was removed in LA. This really happens, by the way. This is a thing that actually happens in the real world. It's like a billion versions of that same scam. I'm a hacker, by the way, that's my day job, usually. Fracking frack. Okay, so I've updated the description, but it's not updated in here yet. Oh, and I know why, because this freaking while loop. Okay, I have to turn off the while loop, because it's screwing things up, right? Okay, now we got this. I go in here, I just don't do anything on this page, just sit here, I guess, and then it won't update the description. You get why that's weird, right? That's not normal. That's not how software is expected to operate. You don't expect it by simply looking at something that something would be changed. Imagine if you were somewhere and someone was like, don't even look at that program, and then you like looked at it because you were just being a smartass, and something actually changed. And I told you not to look at it. Did you look at the program? I looked. You'd be all, Schoenberg, take me away. It's a joke. About a cat. No, Schoenberg is a composer I've been listening to. Or a painter I've been watching. Maybe both. Schrodinger's cat. Oh, alright, so we're running YT Get Stream IDs, apparently. My hand decided while I was blabbering. Now, take a look at the output. It looks correct. And now we're going to reinstate that while loop. Why not? And there's tequila again. I don't even like tequila. And when we have refresh over here, what are we going to get? And by the way, is it correct, or is it this dashboard thing? Did someone look at the dashboard? Don't look at the dashboard. Why, the cat will die. As long as you don't look, it's indeterminate. I'm making jokes about quantum mechanics now. This is getting silly. Okay. Alright, hey, crap. I think that works. You know what happens when I suspect something works, but I'm not sure? What I do is I'll copy YT. What was the one that I'm trying to work? Actually, YT Modified Broadcast is already working. It does its job. It's just that it needs to be fed properly safe and sanitized data in order to send to YouTube. And that is now, whether or not it's the proper place, it is now the job of YT Get Stream IDs. And, you know, if you're out there and you're like, I'm not sure if that seems like the right place to do it, I agree. But, as I said, I don't have any plans to really update the description field, and this is kind of like something I have to do the thing I want to do, which is update the title field. So I'm like, screw it. YT Get Stream IDs has already got the description field. It's already got it in a variable. It's like 2 more lines right there to make the necessary changes. So it's going to do that right there and write it to the file system as in the form that it needs to be in. TV. God, actually it's because it's so cold in here. I mean, I would blame the fact that I haven't slept for 2 days or something, but I don't have to. It's just so cold. My fingers are like literally freezing. Okay, so on the screen, ugly as it looks, and it should be ugly, it's not intended for our consumption, it's intended for machines. It's going to be sent from the bot to YouTube's API as part of a live broadcast update method call to update the title. And as I said before, when you update the title, you must provide a description. You don't provide a description, it gets blanked. Which, and I mean, you did provide a description, a blank description. So, you must provide one at that time, and it can't just have like new lines in it. You can't just copy and paste your description out of the dashboard, out of the YouTube live streaming dashboard, paste it into a file, and then send that up to YouTube. They won't take it. It has to be in JSON, and it has to meet the JSON spec in regards to like escaping special characters and crap like that. Also, there are a few quirks, it seems, that I'm still figuring out. I do expect we will, quote, discover some of those. But for the moment, it looks like it's working. Oh, and I started all of that by saying that I'm going to copy YTGetStreamIDs to something called YTGetStreamIDs.prod. That means even though it's not in production, it works. And in case I break it in the next few minutes, I want to easily be able to go back. Another thing I've made a habit of doing recently, even though I do take backups like nightly and stuff, is copying all the like files that I'm actively working on to another directory nearby. If you were watching in the other night's epic math, like epic, there was a marathon coding sesh, and right at the end of it, with a single keystroke, I deleted 5 hours worth of code. I deleted all of these programs, all of the programs in the Make Up Drone Sound TV. I just deleted all right live on the air, and it all crashed, and everything was like 404s and flashing red and stuff like that. And I did have a backup from like 5 hours earlier, but oh my God, you know, when you go, oh crap, you know what we have to do now? Rewrite 5 hours worth of code. That's one thing to figure it out the first time, and then, you know, to know that only due to your own, Unix does not forgive, man, trust me, do not. Typo. I've been living in it most of my life now at this point. Holy crap, I just realized that I've spent more of my life in Unix than I've spent out of Unix. And it's saying a lot for me. But, you just get used to it. I mean, I guess, like, people who work in a you know, samurai sword factory, they must get used to it, too. But a samurai sword will still cut your frickin' arm off if you're not careful. So, don't get careless. One time I brought down like a whole room full of computers in Austin, Texas from California. And the next day I had to get on a plane. It was like that kind of, that's classic Unix screw up. And it was a typo too. I think it was a space instead of a backslash. And it meant instead of deleting all the files in that subdirectory, delete all the files in this directory. And it was disastrous. That can happen. Why did I get onto this? Oh, because I deleted 5 hours of code the other night. Alright, so YTGetStreamID seems to work. That means I can now reinstate my... Oh, I already reinstated it, apparently. I can now reinstate my while loop that is... Hey, is it working? Look. Because there's no new lines in the description field again. What the hell happened? It's not working. Maybe that was premature. Alright. So, if you want new lines in your description, in the JSON that you send to YouTube's, what was it? Live broadcast update method. Here's the method right here. Live broadcast update, okay, which works pretty cool. It's a put, just FYI. Not a post. No, I'm not. I didn't mispronounce. It's a put, not post. If you do that, you must specify an ID. That's mandatory. If you specify a title, this doesn't seem to be reflected in the documentation, at least any I've read. If you specify a title in the update, which is what I'm intending to do here, to update the title programmatically, which works, that's why it keeps changing time. But if you do that, you must provide a description at that time. If you don't, it will be blinked. So that's how I got into this whole mess. So now, in addition to uploading a new description, which works great, I also have to teach it to download the current description, armor it in such a way that it can be safely reinstated during the update operation, and then updating it along with it. I have no desire to update the description field. It's just mandatory. You have to. And I discovered this kind of just by messing around with it. I need some music. Believe it or not, that background sound actually is Drone Sound TV. This is what the system's designed to do. I'm going to put a really long one on, using a back-end command I have access to. And then, might go off mic for a little bit to eat a cookie. I'm going to take a really, really close look at this and figure out what the hell it is doing that it's losing the new lines in the process. In the meantime, the while loop continues to run and update the clock, which is kind of cool. Show off sort of thing. Alright. Thanks for tuning in. Lurkers and replay traffic, always welcome. And thanks for tuning in. I'll be right back.
Like the times I was worried about you.
Yo.
Are these feelings even real? Or are they just programming?
I was young, I had 2 pair of leads. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm throwing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see it later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place. Play your position. Here come my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket. Rob him while his friends watching. And hoes clocking. Here comes respect.
Hi, it's me, I'm back. This is the central skirt tonight. I haven't slept for like 2 days. This track is really cool. I think that's when I play this a lot. Let me find out what it is. This is a Zachary Togang. The track is True Colors. You'll find it on SoundCloud.com. Go to SoundCloud.com/Zachary. Z-A-C-H-A-R-Y, Togain, T-O-G-A-N-E. Again, Zachary Togain. The track is True Colors. You'll find it on SoundCloud. It's way cool. You should check it out. Check out his other stuff too. So, why is there no, am I bashed? Am I? Yes. Why is there no camera, you wonder? Well, I talked about this earlier. By the way, there's rewind is enabled on this stream always. So you can always back up, you know, I think about an hour. Figure out what the hell's been going on. That is priceless. Yeah, well, the cameras are way on the other side of the room where I do the beach shows, because those are when I use the camera. Where I write the code that becomes Drone Sound TV, and the bot behind it, StageGhost, is way on the other side of the room on an old Linux box. Hold on, I have to turn the mic off because I'm going to move the mic stand here. Also, I do like 23-hour streams. And don't always look great. Anyways, way on the other side of the room, I'm just like a little tiny dot.
Nothing to worry about.
To see.
Nothing to worry about.
Even though I am gorgeous.
Nothing to worry about.
You'll just have to be satisfied with my voice. Alright, let's see. So it's cutting off new lines for some stupid reason. What is wrong with you? Everything here. Okay. New lines. It's still cutting off new lines. Why? Well, there aren't any new lines in it right now, so it's like, no surprise there. Okay, so I have to go in and look at this thing apparently. Why am I in the entertainment category? All changes saved. That's so weird. I haven't done anything and yet it changed it. You get why that's weird, right? That's not right. I'm gonna have to turn off that loop because it's breaking the test. It already broke the test. I have to look at that thing again. Well, look at this. I'll change one character. And it'll be all changes saved. And changes are being saved. I'm just collaborating something else's changes. Okay. So there should be new lines in here now. Good. Okay, there's new lines in here now. Now now if I run YT, get stream IDs, it should get the version that has new lines in it. I probably did this whole test cycle. Now we're about to do it again. Okay, that's what the output's going to look like. That's what the upload's going to look like. Now I'm just going to I'll just run it manually. YT, what is it? Modify broadcast. Because that's actually what you're doing in modifying broadcast. You know, I previously thought I would have to stop the stream and then start it again to change the title. I'd almost given up on this feature. I wrote down a note to myself that I wanted this. The ability to change the title from the chat in particular, and also from internal commands like cron jobs and crap like that. For one thing, for parity, because other bots on other platforms have it. I believe I'm currently the first bot on YouTube to have it. But on Twitch, it's pretty standard. So that was that's actually the main reason I wanted to do it. And I was about to give up on it because I was like, well, it's not worth starting and stopping the stream just to change the title. Especially for a 24-hour stream. Because it jacks up my replays. But apparently you don't have to, so long as you submit a description update at the same time. Okay. I'm going to call it code sesh. Programmatically updating title, stream titles, and breaking descriptions. Cool. I wonder if that's probably too long. I am not handling any errors, by the way. So errors are just like, meh. I think I tried to do what you said. It does keep a log. Did it change the title? Oh, it did. It changed the title to code sesh, programmatically updating stream titles, breaking descriptions. Cool. And it didn't break the description, which is stupid because in the title I promised to break the descriptions. But hey, it didn't break the description. Wait a minute. What if it breaks it the next time it runs? Wait, that doesn't make any freaking sense. That doesn't make any freaking sense. Oh my god. That's got to be a joke. This is how I come up with jokes, actually. You're not making any freaking sense. Was how the argument ended between two of the... Oh, this is good. Well, actually, this would have been a good Christmas joke. It's not too late. Alright, so now I'm going to run YT modify broadcast again. I'm going to change the title just so I can see. So that we can see that that's happening without breaking descriptions. Code sesh, programmatically updating stream titles without breaking descriptions. And if we're lucky, it will change the title and it will not break the description. There will still be new lines in the description. That's the important part. Then I can reinstate my original fancy description. And it works. It works. Sorry, I totally spaz out right there. Okay, so what I have here is a backup copy of the original actual description that I used to use. I'm going to start pasting it in. I say start because there's a couple of things in here that haven't been tested yet. One of them, I think, is an exclamation point. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. Alright. I was supposed to be making a highlight. I hate editing crap. I never get around to doing it. Alright, so to the bottom of this list, in the description, I'm going to add an exclamation point. It's an exclamatory statement. It doesn't make any frankincense. You get it? Frankincense. Alright. You're not making any frankincense. Is what they said. Okay. Alright, it says all changes saved because the quantum YouTube dashboard. It changes just by looking at it. Oh, it would have changed the title then now. But it didn't change the title. That's freaking weird. Like it knew it was going to clobber it or something? Alright, well, look. So far, the exclamation point is on there, but I only added that with the dashboard. Yes, this early testing stuff can be very tedious. Okay. Now I'm going to change the title to Code Sesh, programmatically updating stream titles, comma, not breaking descriptions. And if this works, the new description will still have new lines in it. And it will still have an exclamation point in it. Okay, so here we go. Alright, the command has executed. I'm going to refresh the page, even though it's kind of interesting. I'm going to talk about it in a bit. Some parts of it don't have to be refreshed. It's weird. And it does not. It does not. It doesn't have that. What happened? How did that happen? Did it, like, not get the new version? Quotes, exclamation. The line with the exclamation is missing now. Alright, okay. I just want to make sure this is happening correctly. I'm going to paste this back in there. You know what? Maybe it's not saving the changes. Maybe it just says it's saving changes. Right? That's possible. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to view it in the watch page. Maybe changing it from here, like, because here I can click a save button. It's not like that weird quantum thing where you're like, is it saved or what? Okay, there. Now it says, so weird. It says, okay, it doesn't make any frankincense. There's the frankincense line and the exclamation point. So now if I run YT modify broadcast, it should update the title, copy down the description with the exclamations and everything else, and still update it without breaking it. Otherwise, nope, it did not. Okay, so here's my thinking. Here's what I think. I think exclamation points are a problem. So, time to get back into YT Get Stream IDs. Back in there, down at the bottom, where I'm changing things. And I'm escaping things, actually. Okay. So, I'm going to expand this line because I don't want to write it again and again and again. Oh, you know what? Maybe I won't. It's a balance between like having too much, commentary and forgetting how things work later. Okay, so this one escapes quotes. Alright, this next one here is just going to escape exclamation points. Not like other things, only exclamation points. And it's going to replace them with an escaped exclamation. Because I suspect that is the issue. I mean, as the only thing that has changed are the addition of these exclamations, right? Okay. There we go. Got this. I reinstate it. I click save. And, oops, so weird. It makes it look like I have a viewer, which I don't. Ever. I get replay stuff though. Love you replay people. Thanks. Alright, here we go again. And breaking descriptions, I'm gonna call it. Back in there. And has it changed it? It says and breaking descriptions. And it does not have the exclamation points. I don't understand. Wait a minute. This is interesting. How does it not have the new version? is YT? Oh man, I haven't been running YT get stream IDs. Remember? Ah, crap! I totally forgot about that. Because YT modify broadcast is supposed to call YT get stream IDs before it does anything, but I haven't written that in yet. That's only like the plan. I'm like, okay, here's the plan. At some point in the future, I will write code to do this thing, and then subconsciously convince myself that that thing has already happened. It's kind of like how the opposite of how we elected our president. Convinced ourselves there's no freaking way this is going to happen. Oh crap, it happened. Okay. Running YT. Okay, first we have to run YT get stream IDs. That will update the onboard description. Now I run YT modify broadcast. Obviously, in the production scenario, this will be transparent. Okay. Alright, there we go. Now when I update the screen, it should say... Does it say am breaking? It says not breaking. Okay, I said not breaking. It didn't work. I know it didn't work because it didn't change the title. There is a debug file for YT modify broadcast that gives you the output. Yeah, that gives you the response from YouTube. And it says parse error. So YouTube was not happy with something. You get a bunch of these at first. At first it's all parse errors. And then later you start to get specific parse errors. They're very cool. Because then you're like, yes, I can narrow it down. Did I explain why there's no screen camera, no face cam? Because I'm on the other side of the room. I'd be like a dot anyways. I think once I get up to like 1,000 viewers, I might run like a Kickstarter or a Patreon or something to get a Mac to run this on. Then I'll put it on the other side of the room, and then I could have a face cam or something. I don't know, some solution. Okay, alright, so YT Get Stream IDs does have the new one. YouTube does not seem to like the escaped exclamation point. I simply can't outlaw exclamation points, that's not going to work. Was that the single quote I didn't like? Maybe there's something else I didn't like. Alright, you know what, I'm going to simplify it. I go back to the description. Go back to the description in here, in the dashboard thingy, whatever they call that thing. I'm taking out this doesn't, because doesn't has a hyphen, sorry, a single tick in it, a single quote. It might not like that. Alright, I'm going to update that. Then back through the test cycle. Run YT Get Stream IDs again. Take a look at what it gets. Okay, it's got the last. Interesting. It says there's a wide character. That'd be like a Rodney Dangerfield joke. It says it's a wide character, just like my first wife. But don't. I was about to say something really stupid. I was about to say, I bet that's not a problem. Which, essentially, as everybody knows in programming superstition, essentially guarantees that that's a problem. Alright. So now I'm going to change the title again. I'm writing YT Modify Broadcast again. I should probably turn down Drone Sound TV. It's like pick one at a time, right? Either run an ambient. You know, that's something I can't do from the chat. I can change the volume, the system-wide volume, but but it's like, you know, until I change it back, I just want to tone it down for a little while. I have to walk over to the mixer. It's a Behringer QNX 05, I think it's called. It's a 5-channel mixer. British style EQs. Nothing fancy. Low tech. I do everything here. Okay. Man, this is freezing cold in here. I wish I could. When it gets really cold, I put on these gloves that you can't see because of the no cam, like I described, but I wish I could type with them. You should have typing gloves, gloves you can type with. Or, you know, heaters. That'll do too. Pardon me. Okay, so I ran it. Let's go see if it updated it. Yeah, it says, breaking descriptions, it didn't update. We're gonna have a parse error. So if I check the debug log, it's gonna have a parse error, right? Yep, parse error. Because of the way we're escaping it. It doesn't like what we're doing. It's like, I know you're trying to help, but like an disagreeable son of a bitch. Maybe I shouldn't escape exclamation points. Of course I have to Of course I have to escape exclamation points. Should I double escape them? Does not seem desperate. Here's the thing, when you fix something without really knowing, the problem is when it breaks again, you don't know why it broke, because you don't know why it was fixed in the first place. You know what I mean? It is, I didn't need to remove that, it's just a matter of form. It is finding it, it is replacing it, it's just YouTube's not liking the result that I'm sending back. Okay, now we're going to try modify broadcast again. I'm not even going to bother checking the page, I'm just going to look at the debug log. Hey, no parse error, that's good. I am getting the whole response back later on, once I'm sure it's stable. You can use the fields parameter in, so we can go back to that, the API thing. You can use the fields parameter in your request. So here's it, the API Explorer. You'll put, like, so right now I'm putting a snippet in here, and you would put snippet anyways, because you need that if you're going to get this other crap. And you would get, like, content details if you want, well, no, I don't want content details, let me take this out again. I don't want this either. So in your request body, you can actually tell it the fields that you want. You go to snippet and add, like, I don't know, like, say, well, in this case I want the description and the title. And if you specify the fields in it, then you won't actually, this is the update and not the list, which is what I'm getting to retrieve it. But if you do specify the fields, you won't get the whole JSON response with all the extra crap. Which we get in, yeah, it makes the parsing easier and faster and less error prone. Makes the transaction faster, it's just more efficient, it's just smarter all around. Okay, so we didn't get a parse error. Instead I got the JSON back, so that's good. That JSON response. So it means it did update it correctly without any problems. Except, you see where it says, well, you can't see, but what it says is, this is an exclamatory statement with an exclamation point on the end, but the exclamation point is actually preceded in the text with a forwards, with a slash, a backslash, the escape slash. Obviously, this is not the intended behavior. This is better behavior. I mean, it's not a parse error. Now, see, other fields, other characters that I'm escaping, pardon me, other characters that I'm escaping, I'm just simply escaping them once. So, like the quotes, you will get a parse error if you try to send up a JSON put to modify the broadcast, if there's a quote, a double quote or a single quote in your field value for the description field, you will obviously get a parse error, and that makes sense because quotes are part of the JSON format. So, like, is this a quote for the JSON structure, or is this a quote for, like, because there's a quote in your description? So that one makes sense. I don't understand what the problem is with exclamation points. See, this is what I was talking about before. I was like, the JSON spec is your friend in this regard. The JSON spec actually tells you what you need to escape, but there's no need to escape an exclamation point ever. Also, in the JSON format, you would escape curly brackets, which strangely you don't seem to have to escape. So, and as I said before, it's not appropriate to limit users to not having exclamation points in their description or in other fields. So I have to figure out how this works. No, there is no documentation about this anywhere, as far as I can see. There is nothing about how to format your extremely long JSON string for the description field. There's a little bit about the text, about the title field. They tell you what the limits are, 10,000 characters, which is a weird number, isn't it? Weird arbitrary number. Usually it's on a bit boundary, power of 2. I'm like looking at this, trying to figure out what they could be thinking inside, right? I mean, inside the YouTube API. The thing will accept a double quote if you put an escape in front. Won't accept an exclamation point by itself, and it won't accept an exclamation with an escape in front. I mean, it will accept it, but then it puts the escape in front. What does it want? So I put 2 escapes in front. Is that what I did? Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I did something stupid and desperate, and now it works, and now I don't know why it works. See? I know I always sound like I'm harping on the same crap because I'm old. That's what happens when you're old. You're like, does it sound like I've said this a billion times? Because I've said this a billion times. Let's see here. Yeah, it is. It's putting in a double quote. Okay, so in the JSON that gets uploaded, there's // exclamation. And in YouTube, that translates into / exclamation, which you would look at and then go, oh, okay, well, I should just remove the 2 backslashes and just send / exclamation, but it doesn't like that. If you do that, you get a parse error. If you send an exclamation with no escape in front, you get a parse error. You send an exclamation with 1 escape in front, you get a parse error. You send an exclamation with 2 escapes in front, you get a single escape and an exclamation and no parse error. You get what I'm dealing with here? What is the pattern? What are they expecting? No, there's nothing anywhere about this. Nothing at all. Okay, see, the problem right now is I'm going to have to manually modify the file. Description. So the problem is now there's an extra escape in there that it got from the server, right? I'm not even going to worry about these new line characters. Should I be worried about these new line characters? Make a mental note that could be a problem. Alright. Now that it's been manually modified, it should be able to run modify broadcast again. Change to maybe breaking descriptions, and we'll check to see if we get a parse error, and we don't get a parse error, which is good, but the question is, what kind of wacky crap are we going to get in the actual description? And it turns out we get, drumroll please, No new lines? I don't understand. You know what happened, right? Yeah, I broke it when I edited it, didn't I? Brackets. I'm gonna have to reinstate this one then. Okay. Back to this one with the proper new lines in it and a regular exclamation point. Nothing fancy in there. You know what I've been thinking of looking at? When I hit save right here, you know what I'm thinking, right? When I hit save, this thing is using the YouTube's JavaScript API, right? Is it not? To update the description field. Right? How do they do it? I will tell you one thing. There are some less than attractive things happening in here somewhere. I can tell because, pardon me, like asterisks. When you put asterisks around something in the description, it comes out in bold, right? And then if you edit it, there are asterisks in there. And then if you hit save again, it will add asterisks to the asterisks. And you end up with 4 asterisks in there. It's really weird. So it's doing something kind of similar to what I'm doing. It's itself, right? I could watch that transaction. It's going to be encrypted, right? Alright, I'm going to keep that in my back pocket. Worst case scenario. Okay. We're going to get the new description. Run YT get stream IDs. Here's what it picks up. It has escaped the exclamation point 1 time. And I know if we run YT modify broadcast right now, it's going to get a parse error. Yeah, I got a parse error. It's because of that exclamation point. Now I can put escape quote. That works fine, right? I can put escape other stuff. That's fine. I can even put escape. That's fine. But escape exclamation point, parse error. Why is that? This sounds kind of interesting, doesn't it? I mean, interesting, when I say interesting, in hacker terminology, that means promising. Why is one of these cases a parse error and another seemingly identical partner, you know, a peer? Why does it have a problem? And they're like the same thing. It doesn't like exclamation points, does it? It really doesn't like them. I wonder what happens if you make it eat exclamation points. Eat them, eat them. This is how hackers think, by the way. Alright, time to run YT modify broadcast again. What did I do? What did I do? I didn't do anything. I wondered about the exclamation point. Okay, I'm going to take out the escape, even though I know we did this exercise, but maybe I missed the test. Maybe the test was wrong or something. So now it's a single exclamation point. We're going to run YT modify broadcast. Anybody want to put your money down? Parse error? No parse error? Here we go. Drum roll, please. No parse error. Wait. Did I mistest that somehow at some point? Somehow I tested it wrong, and I thought that an exclamation point would break it, and it didn't. Oh, frack. Exclamation points are fine. Alright, moving on. Alright, well, let's take that out. Exclamation points are fine. Exclamation points are fine. Leave as as is. Just a note to myself. I'll probably remove that pretty soon. Tomorrow or the next day. Okay, good. So, YT gets stream IDs, that works fine. Excellent, Green Dutch is coming up. Apparently, the bot tells me. We're about to hear the Green Dutch's awesome track, Jazzy Kush. To check it out and give your thanks and appreciation to the amazing SB202 Grandmaster, the Green Dutch. Head over to soundcloud.com/The Green Dutch, THE Green GREEN Dutch DUTCH. This particular track is called Jazzy Kush, JAZZYKUSH. I think it means cushion or something. I don't know. Okay. YT gets stream IDs. It's working. Exclamation points, no problem. So my plan here is to gradually paste in the traditional description field, the traditional text description, which is huge, as it will always be for all users. So I need to make sure to support all of these kinds of capabilities in the description field. The funny part is, as I said before, this is invisible, right? This is all about updating the title field. Unfortunately, you may not update the title field without updating the description field. So it has to be able to do that. Okay, so there's something crazy that I just added to the description now. Now it has a symbol, which seems to already have been working up top, and a parentheses and a short word with an exclamation point inside it. So new and a parentheses, which I think broke it before, but who knows? So many iterations since then. So, okay, here we go. The usual test cycle. Run YT get stream IDs, which will happen transparently once we have this ironed out. Okay, running YT get stream IDs. It did get the new addition that I added. It looks okay. It's not escaping any of it, just the new line crap. Now, I'll run YT modify broadcast. I'm going to say code sesh. And more. It should update the title and include in the title update, it will include the mandatory description field update. There we go. Let's see what it comes up with. And hey, cool. Oh, God, this is like the home stretch here. Okay, good. Okay, so parentheses, exclamation points, quotes, commas. Are there commas in there? Yes, there's commas. Those work. Something broke it before. I mean, originally it could have been any of this crap. Oh, this is going to be the real test. A URL, which I think really pisses it off. So, alright, here we go. Adding a URL to the description field. Again, the test is to hopefully make sure that whatever is in the description, the YT modify broadcast capability to update the title, doesn't break the description field. Okay. Alright, so I've updated it in the interface, I've saved it. Now we run YT get stream IDs to update the files, take a quick manual look, looks okay. It says video URL and then there's a URL. Alright. You know what, there's slashes in this, obviously. You know, HTTP // I bet those have to be escaped. But let's try YT modify broadcast right up front. See what happens. Oh, I didn't change the title though. changed it to more with M-O-A-R. The misspelled version of more. Hey, it worked. It updated the title, and it has the URL. Oh my goodness, it works. Which is the Drone Sound TV user guide, by the way. Which you should read, even though it's a couple rows behind. It's usually in the description, but you can also get it by typing RTFM in the chat. Pardon me. I've been talking a lot and also coding for 3 days straight. Oh, okay, like 2 days. 2 days. Only 2 days. Don't exaggerate. Okay. Well, I think that's like all of the scenarios. There isn't anything any more exotic than that in here, I don't think. More exotic than a URL. We got quotes, asterisks, some slashes, single quotes. I think I already tested that. Make sure. No, there's no single quotes in here. That's what broke it before. There was a single quote in there before. Alright, now we had a single quote. Through the test cycle. Yeah, this is what developer life is like, man. Okay, YT, rerun YT get stream IDs. Actually, I might have a back-end process to automatically run this if I didn't think I was almost done. Just automatically go through a series of unit testing. But this is such a small, mostly trivial process here. Okay. It looks like it got the update. Now we modify broadcast. Just any arbitrary modification will work. Again, I have no error checking really to speak of. Some error reporting, but no checking. So if it doesn't update the title, it'll just go meh. Right now I'm the only user of the system, so error checking is not like a huge priority. Did it get it? Did it get the quote, the single quotes? Yes, it got it. I think that's everything. That's all of the cases that are in this. There's a double exclamation point, but you know what? I'm going to remove that. I should test it, but I'm not going to. Nope. Oh, crap. There's an @ sign in here for Twitter handles. Do I need that? Alright, no slacking off. I'm going to play that Green Dutch track again, because it's good. You can use the mix again command in the chat to play the most recent track that it played. Just type mix again in the chat, and that's when it will do what I just said. So what was the problem? Oh, okay, there's no @ sign in the test syntax. Okay. So I'm going to add some @ sign. I just did a blah, 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 blah. And I put Gary D in there, my Twitter handle, with an @ sign in front. Okay, now it's in there. Back to the test cycle. So, run YT, get stream IDs again. Blah, blah, blah. It goes and gets the crap, gets the new description. Here it is, the new line in the description that has an @ sign. My Twitter handle is @GaryD, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it does have it. It does not escape the @ sign, because I haven't told it to. Now we're going to run YT modify broadcast, blah, blah, blah. Code sesh, programmatically updating stuff via YouTube API. I go back in here. I refresh, and it says programmatically updating stuff via the YouTube API, which means that it did not glitch out. My Twitter handle is Gary D. Hey, I'm glad I tested that. You know, because @ signs are likely to happen. Should I test 2 exclamation points? I mean, that'd be stupid. Why would I have a problem with 2 exclamation points? That'd just be dumb. Alright, I should be able to just copy this now. So this is the original complete text description from Drone Sound TV. Welcome to Drone Sound TV, ambient sound. The ambient sound and visuals sandbox. You control from chat. To begin, try these. Okay, then there's a bunch of crap. I don't really like writing this kind of marketing material. And I misspelled DroneBot, which is not with a big D, it's just DroneBot. Okay, good. Alright. There we go. Now, I should be able to take this, paste it back in here where it belongs, in the description field. I'll save it. And if I run YT Modify Broadcast to update the title, here's the unexciting part. Nothing should happen. Which is a way of saying nothing bad should happen, right? So, programmatically updating stream title. FTW for the win. And then we run it. We should not get a parse error. Anybody out there want to bet? I'll give you 5 seconds. Parse error, no parse error. Everybody's money's on no parse error. No parse error, of course, which means we are done. It has reinstated the entire... No, it has not. Why didn't I get a parse error? It didn't restart. It didn't reinstate shit. Why didn't I get a parse error? I should have gotten a parse error if it didn't apply, right? Of course. No, that'd be too freaking simple. Alright, back in here to update this thing. What is going on with this? Alright. Here's the original syntax. Hit the thing. Hit the save. It says it's okay. No complaints. Go back. It's plenty happy. So where the hell am I anyways? It's a weird part of the interface for a second. Okay, there's my new description. It's got my links and all the other crap in it that needs to be supported. Absolutely must be. Oh, you know what? I forgot to run YT's get stream IDs, huh? Alright, so this is the last time I will have to do this manually, because we're about to add it to whatever the hell that other program was called. I do have this stuff written down somewhere. No, seriously, it's in the docs. Because I do forget how this stuff works. Okay, it's YT Modify Broadcast. Alright. So YT Modify Broadcast is now required. I know you're going to think this is a little kludgy, and it is. A little bit of, like, cohesion. I'm violating cohesion a little bit here. This is like, say, if you worked at In-N-Out or something like that. This would be like the guy who who runs the cash register asking for the hamburger guy to cover part of his job. So in this case, it's going to be YT Modify Broadcast. It's going to be asking YT Get Stream IDs to update, to get an updated copy and properly armored copy, that is to say, escaped copy, as you're looking at on the screen here, of the current channel description, of the current live stream description. Store it in this file, dronetv.description. Store it in this file, in that armored semi-format, whatever the hell we want to call it. Store it in that file, and then when YT Modify Broadcast goes to submit its title change, to include that armored description in the JSON put. It must be thus because you cannot update the title without also including an updated description. So even though the net result to the description field is invisible, hopefully, there's a lot of work that has to be done to make sure that takes place. Okay, so a copy of YT Modify Broadcast to YT Modify Broadcast.prod, since I'm about to make big changes to it. While I'm at it, I think I'll make a copy of this too. Prod. Yeah, I put some music on as a reward to myself. Okay. We're going to listen to this. Oh, hey, let's hear that Chris Farley one again. That's pretty freaking cool. Oops. What did I do wrong? Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright. So that'll work. All I have to do is tell modify broadcast before it does its work to call out to YT get stream IDs and to quickly run it quick, just to make sure that it's got an updated copy. Wait, is there something else I have to change? No, I don't, because YT get stream IDs already uses the description file. Okay, cool. Now our YT modify broadcast. Alright, time to modify YT modify broadcast. Okay, here we go. Shoutouts to the currently playing song, track I discovered last week by SoundCloud artist Good Mama Mama. Find him on soundcloud.com/good G-O-O-D Mama Mama. That's M-A-M-A-M-A-M-A. Mama Mama. Good Mama Mama. The track is Chris Farley. It says, babe, I'm gonna make love to you like Chris Farley. But actually, I just like the way that music is really screwed up. Sounds like it's been run through 3 broken tape recorders. Okay, so now we get to modify. Oh, we are modifying it. Alright, it's down here. Probably time for sleep. Okay. What I'm going to do is right up at the top, I'm going to make it configurable for myself because I might need to change it later. Right here, I'm going to say update stream equals YT, what was it? YT get stream, I actually put it in the paste buffer. YT get stream IDs. That just says, here's what you have to run first. In case I change it, which I probably will later. Change it to something else or even a series of processes, who knows. Yep, that part might expand or something like that later. Oh, I can take these comments out since I know they no longer matter. Okay, good. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I know that sounds like crap on here. Alright, so now all I gotta do is after I have ensured that fields are valid and before it reads the description field. Here we go. Okay. It has to get a fresh version. First, make sure description field file up to date. And yes, we are creating a race condition, a potential race condition, just like YouTube's dashboard is as well. We're doing that too, right? So you might be looking at the dashboard version of the description or the title while this process goes and updates your title and description from elsewhere or from the chat. And the dashboard won't know. So probably they just clobber each other. I'm sure they don't check. I don't check. They're not going to check, so. Anyways, I think it's probably an edge case. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is just run it. I'm not even going to check. Like usually I would, like, the smart thing to do would be to check the results. Here, just do this. Like, and then check the result. And make sure YT Good Stream IDs didn't fail before you proceed, because you might be proceeding in an unknown state or something like that, but we're not at that state yet. I'm not worried about that. Let's pick out something longer. For music, I mean. Okay, so we got that. What does that mean? Now that that's in there, and it runs it before it gets to the description, I think I have my title change command. I think I'm done. Now if I want to modify the title, I just use YT modify broadcast, which so far only takes one parameter, but in the future may take another, like which field to modify. But, I mean, you're not going to specify the description field on the command line because it's like that 10,000 character field. So it's going to be a file anyways, at one point or another. Okay, hold on. Now I can just change the thing. Hey, I can reinstate that while loop. That was changing the time, right? Because it's kind of freaking funny. I still think it's funny. I'm going to reinstate that. Okay, here it is. Only now it's going to change the title to set such a time. Do you know where your Raspberry Pi is? Where your Pi is? And I say code sesh, but man, that's like 5 o'clock in the morning. How much longer can I go? I'll tell you, if you're in the chat and you say something, you're like, hey man, I want to see how long you can go. No, I'd probably just be like, well, you think you're going to goad me into doing stuff? Which you totally will. Alright, let's check the description and make sure there's no like major surprises. That loop's probably been running for a while now. It has. Yeah, look. It already says it's Thursday, 5:07 a.m. Do you know where your Pi is? Code sesh. Till pook. Till pook. And I have no error checking. I think this title is getting pretty long. But look, my description is all in place. Look, the links and everything. The links and the weird symbols, and there's no extra weird escapes anywhere. And if you've been watching this, I just gave you a huge gimme, trust me. Because this is not documented anywhere. Not only the fact that if you update the title field, that the description field will be blanked out, and you'll be all confused because you'll be like, it's not working, but it is totally working. It's just not doing what you want. Or as I always say, stupid computer, don't do what I tell you, do what I want. Do what I want, not what I say. That's the right way to do that joke. Why is this thing not? Oh. Okay. Alright, cool. Wow. What have I done exactly? I forgot. I should really take a backup before I accidentally delete 5 hours worth of code again, like I did the other day. Alright, I think I've earned a break. That was great. Actually, right now, at this very moment, if the SD card gets corrupted on the Raspberry Pi and it's all crashed and it's unrecoverable, I lose all of that. I haven't taken a backup since last night. So, time to make a backup, I think. Probably. So system might slow down a little bit while I'm making a backup. If you're, no one's using Drone Sound TV anyways, but if you were. Yeah, right there. Like, if I'd put a space, accidentally put a space after that asterisk, I would have accidentally deleted everything. That's Unix for you. Okay, we're going to make the backup. And I'm going to take a break. I'm going to put some ASCII stuff up on the screen, I think, just for the hell of it. And that'll probably be continuing, at least for a little while, but I'm not sure how much longer I have in me. I was working this new game idea, sort of like a simple game capability, which kind of already have. I had like some toy stuff in the beginning. And I'm thinking about bringing some of that back. Mostly I want to make it a capability that users of the bot can use, right? So they can make their own games for users to play on their channel. And it should be easy. It should be as easy as writing a Python script if they're into Python or Go or whatever they're into. It should be really simple, like if you want to write a simple yes-no sort of, game, guess the number sort of thing or something, you should be able to. And you won't have to wait on me to add those features. You can write it yourself, write the program yourself. Okay, so I get a little more. Actually, I've been drinking hot chocolate because it's so freaking cold in here, and it's way too late for coffee. And then I'll come back and probably do a little more playing around, and maybe I'll talk about how crap works before I crash out. I might demonstrate some of the features. Oh, that's what I should do. Since I got this far, I should just do there's very little work left to connect it to the chat because of my very clever command system. So with the generic command system supported by StageGhost, the bot behind Drone Sound TV, this will be easy to extend any back-end capability. It's pretty easy to extend to the front end, i.e. the chat and or the web interface. There's a web interface now for stuff, but it's all intended to be operated and configurable completely from the chat at a minimum. So anyways, the generic command system allows me to quickly add this feature to the chat. I know you'd be like, why would you want users changing your title? I don't know, but I want the capability. And I want to be able to change the title from the chat. I have other commands that are limited to just subscribers or just moderators or just people who I specifically identify as so-called elite. And I might show how that's done because I think I'm going to limit this feature to the elite for the moment. So that's you, Colin Falking, I think is his name actually. Yes, it's a joke, I'm sure. And a few other people, my regulars. Okay, well that's good. This was very productive and very effective too. It just worked much faster and much better than I thought. And look, actually, you'll notice, as I said before, YouTube can't change the title in your browser bar. That would break all kinds of spec stuff. But what's really cool, I think it's cool, it seems to be updating the description field all by itself. It just does. I guess, you know, there's a Ajax pull going on there, so, which is nifty. Ah, see? It just ticked over. Now it says 5:14 a.m. So, even though not a lot of people have asked for it, currently the only channel in the world with this feature. So, again, thanks for tuning in. Shoutouts to Lurkers Power the channel, and replay traffic. You guys are my audience, actually, so thanks for that. And take a quick break, and we'll come back, try to connect this to the chat before I pass out. Along the way, you'll see some of the guts of Drone Sound TV. It'll be fun, so stay tuned.